Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of the French Ultimate National Championships. Ben Jury's back in the booth for some more women's division action. The final round of pool play with Freezgo from Blois up against the ladies Jonctées of Dijon. It is a glorious afternoon here in Orvault. That's probably not how I pronounce it. Orvault. Just outside Nantes, northwest France. Every now and again, the sun will peek behind a cloud, providing a little bit of respite from the heat. You can see from the flags in the distance, there's a slight breath of wind, but pretty much still. So we get underway with the ladies Jonctées pulling to Freezgo. Nice little bit of give-go to begin. Nice underneath cut there. Thinks about the poach off. Resetting into the backfield. Low, zips in there. A little bit of a collision in the middle of the field, and there's going to be a stoppage. Just check back in. A couple of players coming into the same space. This throw might be slightly overcooked, and despite the second effort layout, can't be reeled in. Ladies Jonctées looking to break on the first point, and that wasn't the intended target, but good backup to make the catch regardless. Trying to find some separation and movement downfield, but struggling a little bit, still count rising. They do get that reset off. Here's the deep shot, finally trying to uncork and open things up a little bit. Under tight pressure, the disc's well caught. Kind of takes off up line. Option not taken, maybe at the second time of asking. This throw played and rises at precisely the wrong moment for the ladies Jonctées. So the score stays at 0-0. Plucked away. It just couldn't punch it in at the end. Flicks a space underneath. Absolutely uncorks a howitzer of a backhand. Flat right down Champs-Élysées. But the receiver just had no chance of catching up with it. So second opportunity at this point for ladies Jonctées. And run through D, just tips that into the dugout on this near side. Freezgo earning the turn back. Nice up line cut. Only a few yards outside the end zone. And this one trying to scythe in the inside backhand, inside forehand. Overthrown, but a brilliant layout at the back of the end zone secures the disc. And Freezgo with the game's first point at 1-0. Wasn't probably how they drew it up, but it doesn't matter. They all count the same. See it again, the inside flick. It just sails a little bit. I think maybe gets a touch on it, but brilliant backup at the back of the end zone. That's what you like to see from your teammates, being heads up, being aware, because you never know when you might be called upon, as they were there. Ladies Jonctées looking for their first point of the game. Have it on the far sideline, just across midfield. Still count rising, somehow zing that into pretty much no window whatsoever. Guess it's always open if you just throw it hard enough. Seems like something's come off a player's wrist, but there's a discussion maybe as to in or out of bounds. We have previously had game advisors for the games on this field, but not on this occasion. There's the angle. You want to make your mind up, and I think they're just going to contest this and send it back. And on the high stall, can't get the disc off, and the stall out's called. So Freezgo with a chance to break. Oh, a big hand block. Could hear that from right the way up here.
Gender equity, vraiment pas respecté. Les filles sont le premier et le dernier match.
Swinging across the field and squeezing that one through the receiver's clutches. Low, but reeled in. Force shuffles around to prevent that up line cut. And instead the disc goes towards the far sideline. Force is relatively flat. This one, maybe a little bit of indecision in the throw or the cut, as it's defended by Ladies Jonctées. And they throw it straight back. Neither side seems to be in full flow early in this game. Both sides getting some Ds, but also surrendering some simple turnovers, and that's going to be a pick. Again, they're trying to force these passes to go laterally, not allow Freezgo to get those big yard-gaining passes downfield. But this is good patience here from Freezgo. Stringing together a nice possession. Shot over the top, and the defenders never even saw it. Could have done with maybe a little bit of communicative help there from the teammates. An up call, just to let them know maybe to stick a hand out there. But by the time they knew what was happened, the disc was already beyond them. And Freezgo take a 2-0 lead. That possession, comfortably the cleanest either side has looked. And a choice of receivers there. Either one of them could have caught the goal. Ladies Jonctées shooting deep down this sideline, but not a chance for the receiver to reel it in. First pass is into the center of the pitch. Second pass is shot deep. Defenders there, but the receiver makes the catch in the front of the end zone for the goal. Freezgo seem to have finally found their form. And they got the celebration right in the end with a 3-0 lead. Unless the deliberately getting it wrong was part of the celebration. I don't know, I'm not cool enough to score. So after the first couple of points were a bit of a grind, have Freezgo finally been able to piece it all together? Ladies Jonctées coming back out on offense here. Faking the deep shot, there's a player wide open in the center. Trying to get a bit of continuity in this offense. Jacked down the sideline, undercooked. Palmed away at the first opportunity and then just following it up out of the sideline. Maybe would have preferred to see that caught just in case, also to get the offense moving quickly. Not be trapped on the sideline, but they circumvent that problem by immediately swinging into the center. Cutters come very wide. Trying to squeeze that one beyond the defender, no such luck. Picked off with aplomb, and now blading into the end zone for the goal. Ladies Jonctées get on the board, it's 3-1. Have a look at the replay. Picked it off and then had the calm and the composure just to wait for that cutter to open rather than to force it in. The Dijonais have their first point of the game. And the ball goes to Freezgo. It's going to land it and just slide out of that far sideline. But Freezgo, quite rightly, in no mood to hang about. Nice handler movement here. A couple of players peel off to cover the downfield. Good job of the force there. Stop the... Demonstrates where she wants the throw to go. And it leads her into that space. Again, downfield set quite far downfield. Very happy to let the handlers demonstrate and orchestrate the play. These dominator style sets that let the handlers work between themselves. Making the catch. Don't think she's quite in the end zone just yet. This should be if it can get it to stick. And just about. Defender was on the back shoulder, but it was really rifled in there. And Lady Jonctées have a break of their own. Only trail by 1 now. It's 3-2. Well, after an opening couple of points where both sides surrendered multiple turnovers, this time when you're giving your opponent those opportunities, they've improved their accuracy, and you feel like they're much more likely to take them. That does increase the pressure on a team, knowing that each turnover could be more costly, as opposed to if you're comfortably earning the disc back, maybe you are a bit more risky with the shots because you have the faith and the belief that it doesn't matter, you're just going to get the disc back anyway. Underneath from Freezgo. Nice little 1-2 between the handlers. Putting this out into space. Now coming back towards this near side. Again, it feels like there's a bit more fluidity and continuity in this offense, although it has stagnated somewhat now. Just puts that one out to space. Nice little roll on it. Players open in the end zone, but maybe deciding that rather than try and force it through the window, they'll wait for a better option. Center in front of the end zone. Jinking and jiving, 1-2, and the ankle breaking cut to create space towards the near sideline. Jonctées couldn't defend it, and Freezgo restore their 2-point advantage at 4-2. The throw's where it needs to be, but it's all about the cut. The defender's gone completely the wrong way. Just the quick jab steps and changes of direction. See it again, you're looking front of the end zone. 1, 2, oh, and defender, as soon as that body weight's fully committed, springing to the other side, can't get those hips turned and flipped quickly enough. And that's 4-2. Brilliant pull. Pins them near the end zone and very nearly picked off the first pass. Lady Jonctées, though, stay patient to find an opening. This game's found a bit more rhythm that it was lacking in the first 10 minutes or so. Cheeky little inside there. Shooting it deep, this is a big ask for the receiver. And probably would have been better off just keeping that throw on the shelf. Although, it's easy to say that in hindsight. It is, as they say, 2020. Freezgo with another chance to break here. Not going to happen. With the sideline there, maybe you can't quite attack the disc as you would like. And that means the defender, under no such qualms, no such restraints, can go full pelt and smack it out of the sideline as you saw there. And they want to finish it in one pass, and they nearly did it as well, but agonizingly out of reach. Couldn't have been more than a couple of centimeters away. Got a decent touch on it as well, but it's ever so slightly too high. Faking that big backhand, going underneath instead, a little bit of a stretch, but reeled in. Coming into the backfield, getting the other handler to clear out. Now trying to swing across the pitch. Going back and forth, brilliant layout to save it. She'd given up on the cut, but the throw went and had to readjust. Now the deep look. Receiver has position. Defenders on the floor nearly took advantage of the first opportunity. They will do so at the second. Freezgo earned back the break that Lady Jonctées pilfered away from them. And their three-point advantage is restored at 5-2. Brilliant layout came to save possession. They put it deep. Receiver boxed out, brought it down. And then when the defender stumbled and was on the floor, it's agonizing when you see that disc thrown over your prone body. Picture perfect form on that layout. And then striking while the iron is very much hot. Just loses the footing on the landing there. Kind of doesn't get a grip of where the disc is, and by the time she does, it's already been thrown beyond her. That ball lands out of the far sideline. And Lady Jonctées will bring this in from the brick mark. Swings towards the far sideline to begin the possession and then takes off up line. Now the blade beyond the defender. Gained a lot of field position very quickly here. This time underneath, all working down that far force sideline. Finally, get a little bit of space away with the break, but Pick's going to stop that and back into the handler's hands. Again, right on the sideline, and exactly the same throw goes anyway. Try to squeeze it in there. Towed inbound successfully. Just waiting for the signals. And Lady Jonctées close the gap to 2 once more at 5-3. Not a huge amount of space to work with, but just about kept that in there. Try to drag the toes long enough so you've still got that point of contact when you secure the catch. And both sides confident and comfortable that that happened. Freezgo back on offense now. Dington dunk their way to the brick mark. Didn't quite have the disc in position for the backhand there. taking a reset instead. And doing so once more. I like that with these resets, it's not throwing it and hanging around. It's throwing and then going, trying to create space. And this disc is gone as well. Again, trying to find the height matchup downfield, in and out of the hands. Thought it was secured, but somehow it just rolled out of the grasp. And this one pumped deep quickly and intercepted. A low, flat huck. Frisbee with their second possession at this point. What can they do? Sneak the inside, maybe not. Going around instead. Oh, off the hands. The second time this point. It's been a disc that's been there to be caught, it feels like, that just hasn't quite nestled into the fingertips. Deep shot from Lady Jonctées, bladed out of the hand, and a hand up in apology. Knows that it wasn't the quality of deep put that they needed. Freezgo on their end zone line. Short field turnover here would give a brilliant break opportunity for Lady Jonctées. Blade down the far sideline. Cutter takes off, that deep putt has to go. It does go. Can she chase this down? Easy speed in the end. Big energizer there for Freezgo. 3-point advantage restored at 6-3. Brilliant deep put, exactly on the money. And going for the hip bump as the celebration. Seems the defender overcommitted a little bit there. Open up the backhand right down Broadway. And the clap catch in the end zone. Comfortable as you like once the gap had been closed for the 6-3 lead. Ball lands out of bounds on the pitch beyond ours. And the Lady Jonctées choose to bring it in on the sideline, just shy of midfield, rather than going back to the brick mark. Swing and a brilliant layout there, going low to rescue possession. Can they make the most of this? Nice inside backhand there. Everything looking kind of congested and a little bit rushed. Squeezing down the sideline, but a brilliant lead pass there for a receiver to run onto. Not long out, high release flick is going to float, is going to sail, and the receiver reads it well. Unorthodox, but it worked. Lady Jonctées cut the lead, but they're still 4-6 down here. Freezgo will receive with a chance to take this into half. Women's pool play games played to 13, so half at 7. Or the half-time cap, which will make it half at 7. Jonctées ready to pull. And the disc goes up. Again, the handlers play it between themselves, just shy of the brick mark towards this near side. Kind of clears out of the space. A couple of players cover each other up and a pick's called. Violation. He's going to send the disc back. I'm not sure whether that was players moving early or not set properly. But we are now finally back in play. Freezgo trying to run the give-go in the handler set. When they don't see it one way, they redirect the traffic the other. And the handlers between them have worked it beyond midfield. Shooting this one deep. I think this hasn't got enough on it. And the defender seems to agree as they knock it to the turf by the sideline. Let me put my teeth back in. After they've been working it so brilliantly, seems a strange decision to take that shot. Floats a little bit, not a problem to be reeled in by Jonctées. Kind of takes off deep, but they're already so deep by the time, as in when they start. It's always a difficult throw from there. This one, there's a defender lurking beyond, and I think that probably distracted the receiver. And Freezgo going to choose to take their first half time out here. So we're going to do the same, and we'll be back with you very shortly.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
our
work
work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
And if you want to help support ULTI.TV in its mission, in its quest to spread the good word of Ultimate, there are pretty simple ways to do so. You can start by liking, sharing and subscribing the video to all our videos and getting notified when we go live. And you can put your money where our mouths are.
Absolutely. You know, it was like 60 euros just for the tolls to get here from Amsterdam in the car. Your Patreon can help us get to more tournaments.
This is the man, the myth, the legend.
I was going to say you're doing a great job. Thanks for the shout out.
This is the maestro Mike Palmer.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to share the stream. Chuck us a couple of bucks on Patreon if you can. It all makes a difference.
Yeah, for the little of the price of a pint of beer a month.
Yeah, or you could give us like a case of beer a month. That'd be okay too. But if you want to do a pint, that's fine.
To be fair, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
Certainly would not complain. And we're able to bring you tournaments like this.
Yep. Super exciting to be here. It's a great tournament, super well run. It's really awesome.
Yeah, everyone's been really hospitable. And we also have a team in Switzerland.
We do.
Covering the Swiss National Championships this weekend as well.
Yeah, they're doing all right. I think our streams are a bit better, but...
I mean, yes, but aren't we good to you?
Corey's pretty good, though. All right, I should probably go back on the camera, hey?
Might help,
Thanks
yeah.
again, Benji. You're a legend, mate. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Mike, and thanks everyone for watching and hopefully enjoying our coverage. So Freezgo off the timeout towards the far sideline. Violation as a disc rolls onto our pitch. So that's going to be a violation. Just jumping the gun, a little bit of an eager beaver there. Keen bean. Still going against the rise, but they find the outlet towards this near sideline. Trying to squeeze that blade in there. Finds the target. Thinks about it again. There's a narrow window, but a beautiful arcing shot. The trajectory was just right to roll it beyond the defenders and get it to curl back in bounds. Freezgo score their 7th, and that will take us into half with Freezgo maintaining a 7-4 advantage here. The on-field clock stops for 5 minutes while the teams take a timeout. As is going to keep running, but don't you worry, because we're going to be back in just under 5 minutes' time with the second half of this game, and the current score is Freezgo 7, Lady Jonctées 4.
Help us go electric, become a member.
Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of the French National Championships. A glorious Saturday afternoon in Orvault, just outside Nantes, bringing you the final women's pool play game of the day, going to women's brackets after this, with Freezgo up 7-4 at halftime, pulling to Lady Jonctées. And something a little bit different to start the second half from Freezgo. They're coming out in a zone. That was cheeky. Nice all over the top there. Showing that they've got a little bit of a cheeky creativity in their locker. High release backhand towards this near side. Keeping it fun, keeping it spicy, I like it. But at the moment, it's all very handler-centric. There doesn't seem to be any real connectivity between the handlers and the players downfield. And that one is thrown straight into the midst of a defender. Hit them right at amidships. Freezgo swing into the backfield. Continuation. Kind of taking off. Collects the upline, a little bit floaty, but not a problem. Faking the hammer, but not throwing it on this occasion. Coming underneath, brilliant bid, and really good evasive action taken afterwards. Ultimate is a non-contact sport, and the two of them demonstrating that well there. This one leans on it and gets the perfect touch and the perfect shape on it. Hits the receiver in stride. Freezgo break to start the second period. And they're now up 8-4 in a game to 13. A little bit of a hip bump afterwards as well. Thinks about it and then takes it at the second time of asking, just shifts that body weight over towards the far side and hits the receiver in stride. You can see there what a warm day it is there. Trying to wear as little material as possible. I very much regret not wearing shorts. This pool is just going to slide out of bounds. Nearly nailed the placement, but not quite. More zone coming from Freezgo, and it worked last point, so why not continue it? Just playing around the handler set for now. Nice little scythe through there, and they're finally getting a little bit of field position. Leading pass towards the far sideline, lays out, and makes the save. Brilliantly done. And Freezgo with that front line well and truly dismantled. Switch now to one-on-one. As a player poached for a while, but either they didn't realise it or they couldn't get them free. Now working towards the far sideline. Big fake. Hammer over the top. Can it find the receiver? Oh, a superlative snag. Quite appropriately, I think, for the Lady Jonctées. That was a throw with a little bit of extra Dijon mustard on that. But what a reception. Love watching the flight of that hammer, and does so well to make that catch because it's so difficult with the disc running away from you. What a play. First point of the second half there for Lady Jonctées. Still trailing Freezgo by 3. 8-5 the current score, as you can see in the top left of your screen. Putting this one out with a nice little bit of touch towards the near sideline. Fakes the continuation. Tries to get the dump available and the little roly-poly after getting the D as well. Players really turning it on in this second half. Well-weighted throw to space. Don't want to keep it on that sideline, get it back more central. Really moving the force around. High release backhand, not quite in the end zone just yet. No more than a couple of meters out. Still count rising. Tries to put it up to space for the handler to run onto. Having trouble just crossing the plane here. Wants to play that one down the sideline. Is he going to come back in? Oh my goodness, what a grab. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, what more can you say? That is a brilliant toe drag swag. Just could have maybe done with a little bit more edge. Here's the turn, gets the arm there and then loses balance and then turns it into the stylish forward roll. And with the still count increasing, this doesn't really have the blade required on the sideline, but that is a grab and also brilliant work by our camera crew. So a break in the second half for Lady Jonctées. Fortunately, they surrendered a break in the first point of this half as well. And there's still a couple of points back at 8-6. But those last 2 points have been phenomenal. And you feel like that could only be a boost to their chances. Freezgo, getting their offense going. A couple of players in that same space. Constantly trying to move the disc through the middle of the pitch. Here's the shot deep. I don't know if this is going to get enough edge on it. It is not in the end, and the defenders can leave that. Some of the open teams have already wrapped up for the day. And they are making the most of some of the festivities on offer. So on the far sideline, Lady Jonctées looking for their third point in a row. They feel like that would really begin to thaw out Freezgo. Little bobble, adjustment, well retained. Putting too much touch on this one. Not sure what she was looking at, really. Completely crossed wires. Low into space. Continuation, no. Forster's enough to get in the way. And again. Trying to shoot across the field towards the far side of the end zone. And gets it bang on the money for 9-6. Freezgo genuinely able to maintain this 2 3-point advantage they've had for the majority of the game. Although Jonctées have been able to get breaks, they've not been able to really string 2 or 3 of them together in the way that Freezgo were able to early on in this contest. Lady Jonctées with the disc. Freezgo coming out in zone once more. It's been their MO in the second half. That flag floats. The deep comes in, and it means that their player is able to leak in behind, tries to milk it all the way into the end zone, but there's not quite enough lactose in it. This one with the inside flick, brilliantly weighted. Just leans into it, shifts the body weight, puts it to space, and Lady Jonctées maintain that points differential, but they need to find a way to eat into it. They're down 9-7. About 10 minutes left in this game. So not sure if we're going to reach the 13-point cap. Just seeing it again on the replay. Just getting low, under the force. Gets the angles right. Ball fielded slightly awkwardly by Freezgo. Again, coming out with these very flat forces. Trying to prevent the big gainers downfield and force the players out wide. Or maybe a little bit of miscommunication, but brilliantly rescued. Someone had the Coast Guard on speed dial there. Dished into the centre. Now back towards the sideline. Despite the spectacular bid, not going to be able to bring it in. Could this be the opportunity that Lady Jonctées needed? Down the sideline, another big layout there, flying in this second half. All over the field. That one zinged in there. Continuation, could have gone, tried to think better of it. Hammer over the top, defender. Gets a hand there, and there's a bit of a collision afterwards. Watching the replay now. Just get the hand there, but there is a hefty collision. And it's going to be an uncontested foul. Lady Jonctées will have the disc on the end zone line with a chance to break to reduce the deficit to 1. I was going to say it's thrown straight into the turf, but I think there's another call. Is there a slap on that back elbow? Well, the players decide not, and the opportunity goes begging. Frisbee trying to get some field position quickly. They've already made it beyond their own brick mark. Just about squeezes that one in there. Now they look big. Defender peels off and snaffles it away. The disc glistens in the sun, and then that time, a lack of composure, maybe the adrenaline got the better of her. So some discussion at halftime about how a few members of the Ladies Jonctées seem to be bringing back the skort. Also, it's nice seeing teams wearing orange. I don't think teams wear orange enough, he says with orange nail polish. Low towards the sideline. Traffic redirected central. Swinging it back and forth. Trying to make it difficult for the downfield defenders to adjust. Displace called. Swung across. Shooting for the end zone. And shooting for the goal. Lady Jonctées came so close to reducing the deficit to 1, but they couldn't quite get it in the end zone. Fall at the final hurdle. And Freezgo make the most of the life they were given to re-establish that 3-point advantage at 10-7. Freezgo getting ready to pull. Lands just in bounds on the far side. Downfield cutter set up a long way away. Does give the opportunity to gain more yards on these underneath, but it's such a large way. You're working so hard to get there, and it does take away the deep shot as a simple concentration drop there. Disaster for Lady Jonctées. Freezgo, get it beyond the defenders, and the receiver just poured at it, but couldn't reel it in. Bisected the opposition, but unfortunately didn't go to hand for the Freezgo perspective. I'm not sure that the Lady Jonctées will mind at all. Nice high release backhand. Now the blade, all fumbled. And they're deciding that it's out of bounds. Good effort, but in vain. Players begin to tire out there in the baking sun. And they've got another game after this as well. A little bit of an extended break, but the quarterfinals or bottom pool placement games do start this evening. Nice gainer there down the far side. Gotta take soft deep, but they're not looking at it. So they want to squeeze it back down that sideline. Carter's coming into the same space and they can't connect. Some monkey Queen Kong players engaged in a sing-song in front of us. As there's a timeout on the field, and we're going to take a little bit of a breather as well. Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of the French National Championships. Last round of women's pool play. Freezgo up against Ladies Jonctées. So you can see Freezgo up 10-7, trying to make it 11. Cuts, whoa, just about read that in time. Now they're working towards the end zone. Just waiting for a signal of when the cap's going to go on. Should be roundabout now, if it hasn't come on already. That's going to be a pick. Score's not going to count. Awkward, slightly looking catch, perhaps. But I've seen a lot cleaner looking catches not stick. And working towards the front of the end zone. Freezgo get the break to make it 11-7. I think that might be game to 12, but I didn't see an indication of where the caps come on. Players just deciding what sevens they want on the field. Freezgo look to close out their opponents in orange. The pull comes up from Freezgo. It's going to land inbound, skim slightly across the grass. Jonctées will field. Not like in the first option, but not currently finding a second. Eventually working free, and then dished off back into the center. Looking downfield, pointing, marshalling, remonstrating. Kind of takes off deep, but they don't look entirely committed to that option. Instead, blading it around for the handler. This time the deep cut goes. Didn't get enough on it. Knocked simply to the turf. I'll take that all day. So Freezgo with most of the field to go for another break. Well, this throw is going to blade, and Jonctées will get it back. Not seeing anything, trying to put it deep themselves. Just the extra fleetness of foot from Freezgo will help shut a jaw that was probably only ajar at best. Disc back in, low and caught. Towards this sideline, sailing into space. Nice little bit of motion going. Trying to keep these stall counts low. Clutches close to the chest and dishes behind. Doesn't like the option down the sideline. Comes central, nice grab with the outreached right hand. Zinged into the middle. Not quite halfway. Handlers just playing it between themselves at the moment. Stops coming back into the middle. Again, trying to get an angle for a little bit better field position. And then a simple miss throw. Operating out of a horizontal set, ladies Jonctées. Still count rising into the center, finds it just about. Some tired looking bodies out there, not a surprise. Given the heat, and again they're trying that shot down the sideline. And again, Freezgo get their hands on it. Disc is eventually going to be brought back into play. And you can tell with the speed that that took, there's a certain amount of lethargy out there now. Lactic acid building up in the legs in these hot, sticky conditions. Oh, there's a player who's taken off deep. She's got the disc, but she's not in the end zone just yet, just waiting for someone to be there to catch the score. And eventually, Freezgo able to punch it in. So So they've pulled away in this second stanza. Have Freezgo. Do the ladies Jonctées have it in them to mount a most unlikely comeback? Or is it too little too late? You see there the tent for Action contre la faim, action against hunger. By buying one of the discs, you can help support, raise money to combat hunger and food poverty worldwide. Be that in war zones like in Ukraine or like we've seen in the Middle East or elsewhere. Lovely high release flick towards this sideline, and now they're shooting over the top. There's loads of players on the far side and they just didn't look at them. Opportunity for a fast break lost. But the zone sticks for Freezgo and Jonctées. There's a player at the back, and they're not going to take it. And just being a little bit more judicious in their choice of shot. On the sideline, but good presence and field awareness to know that they've got to toe that in. All that high release backhand blade, unorthodox, but it finds the target, and that one just about sneaks through. Calls for the transition to match up into one-on-one. Tries to find the option, but a couple of defenders peeled off into that space. Freezgo will have the disc with the chance to win it. Communication trying to pass off a switch downfield. Freezgo work their way past it. They're using the threat of those strike up line cuts to get the force to come round and get the disc into the middle of the pitch. This time the deep shot goes, gets a nice little bit of air underneath it, expertly weighted, just shy of the end zone. Can they find the winning pass? There's a poach behind if they need it. Instead, oh, going cheeky with the high release, and they get rewarded for it. Freezgo close out Lady Jonctées by a 13-7 scoreline. A tough game. Freezgo opened up an early advantage. They were trading for a while, just when it thought Lady Jonctées might have an opportunity to really get their noses back in it. They had the disc on the end zone line to make it 9-8. They couldn't punch it in. Freezgo went right down the other end and scored to make it 10-7. And from that point forward, Jonctées didn't get another point as Freezgo closed it out with a 13-7 final score. We've got a little bit of an extended break for you now. We're not back on for another 45 minutes. 45 minutes at 6 o'clock local time. When we'll be with you for the women's quarterfinals. In the meantime, take a break, stretch off, get some water or liquid of choice on board. You can have a watch over the streams over at Swiss Nationals that we're also live streaming as well, right here on ULTI.TV. But make sure you keep an eye out because our coverage of French Nationals continues on the other side.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.